start the session. As you all know, the objective and the title of this session is linked to the COLID Sustainability Self-Assessment System, what we call the SAS, and it's a kickoff for the launch of the second iteration of the SAS under Fit for Market Plus program. There are other experts here that are in countries where we have other programs, such the Maheber in Ethiopia, and it's also an opportunity to reinforce the SAS and the why of the SAS. So let's start. So I will do a very brief presentation regarding the objectives of the session, what the expected outcomes, to give a very brief information about the COLID. I think the COLID team already knows, and our extended team that are the SAS experts already are quite familiarized with COLID. And we will give a brief context about sustainability. Then we will enter in the content process reporting, and very important, that the part that will be more consume more of the time of this session is the user guide, the platform that my colleague Jérôme will guide you in that sense. Okay, so let's start the session. So I think you already are familiarized with the SAS. You were selected to be here today because most likely you'll be entrusted to launch and to be part of the launch of the second iteration of the SAS under the COLID Fit for Market Plus program, and potentially other programs. This session is quite tailor-made for the Fit for Market Plus program and for the fact that it will entail the second iteration. So it links to the launch of the SAS in companies and structures that already experienced the SAS and did already the first iteration. So at the end of the session, we hope that all of us better understand the COLID sustainability approach, that you can explain the why of COLID SAS, that you are able then to organize meetings with the relevant resource persons in companies and liaise with the COLID technical assistance team, and understand the necessary process, and also being familiarized with the self-study Moodle course and with some of the new features of the platform, of the SAS platform. I think you all know COLID, our vision, our values, our main thematics, the way we are structured, and the way we are aligned, and our mission is aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals. You also are quite familiarized with our holistic approach and the fact that we have at the center of our activities the companies, the SMEs, the producers, processors, smaller, bigger, in local, regional, international markets, also the cooperatives. These are the center of gravity of our interventions, but we, through the different work we do, we cover the different ecosystem and community that incorporates also the public sector, civil society, international development organizations, research institutes, universities, certification bodies, and what we call also the COLID community, which includes yourselves, which includes technical partners, our team, and the learners and all the ones that are part of, and benefit from COLID ecosystem. In terms of our tools and resources, I think you are also all quite familiarized with what COLID offers. Majority of the resources we have, they are free access and includes a very wide range of documentation, of technical guides, of market studies. So our library, we also have a very comprehensive e-learning platform around the key thematics of COLID. Then we have market insights information with analytics, and we have regulations where we have a very specific program called the AgriInfo platform that I hope everyone is registered to this key key information. We also have news and events and also our network. So being part of this community, and I think we are all part of this community, and being you here today, it's definitely you are key an extended team of colleagues. And then we have the self-assessment tools, and this is where the SAS, the self-assessment system, is part of this tool. It is focused on the private sector, on companies, cooperatives, and we also have another assessment tool, but linked to the competent authorities of the country, so the public sector. And the focus will be on the SAS today. So I think you are also quite aware of what it means being sustainable. It's really recognizing that you need to address three dimensions of sustainability in terms of social aspects, economic or environmental aspects. When we speak of environmental, we tackle one of the P's, the planet, and these activities must have a neutral or positive impact on the natural environment. When we talk about social, we tackle what we call the P, people. Activities should provide positive social outcomes, including safe and healthy food and access to good living conditions. It also has an emphasis on gender and young people. And obviously, a third very important also pillar is the P, profit, which is tackles the economic part. So you need to really have like a balance between these three dimensions in order to get to this what we call sustainability, and this is recognized by the UN Sustainable Development Goals, called the SDGs. In terms of COLID, our sustainability approach is we have this unique position and strength of COLID is that we assess and tackle these three pillars of sustainability via charter that I think you all know, self-assessment systems, the SAS, and capacity building, including technical assistance and training resources. Each member and partner beneficiary of the Fit for Market Plus program, but all the other programs, they should adhere to the principles of our sustainability charter, so that they need to go through and be in agreement with this charter in order to be part of the programs. In practice, COLID supports the transition to a more sustainable agri-food system, and this is key for the SAS and the work we do in the context of this important tool that is available to, and it's in fact mandatory for companies and structures that apply to programs of COLID that want to have a further level of support by COLID. It's really mandatory for a certain level of engagement within the scope of COLID programs. I don't know if Kelvin is there.
Yes, I am. I'm here. Hello, good afternoon, everyone.
Do you want to take it from here, Kelvin? Good afternoon.
Yes, indeed, I can.
Kelvin is part of our technical assistance team. And you know, many of you know already, Kelvin is covering and is our project manager in the eastern countries. So many of you will be doing this part of the presentation. Thank you, Kelvin.
Thank you so much. Again, most welcome to all the experts in the meeting. Thank you so much for finding time to be able to be part of this particular important discussion. I'll be taking you through this particular area of COLID's sustainability self-assessment system, mainly focusing on objectives, on the outcomes, and the content, and also the checklist. So that will be part and parcel of this particular discussion. So looking at the sustainability self-assessment system, and maybe just to expound on it, it is a business management tool designed for fruit and vegetable producers and suppliers in the ACP countries. And its main aim is to mainly promote continuous improvement when it is applied, and also helps us in monitoring good practices for MSMEs in the horticultural value chains. So indeed, a very important tool that focuses on promoting those particular good practices, mainly providing real commercial, social, and also environmental benefits. And we are going to discuss about this in a very short while. So indeed, SAS outcomes, the main outcome is, as already mentioned, this is a tool for business management. So it can be used for internal monitoring tool. It can be able to identify opportunities for cost cutting, for creating efficiencies, including reducing waste, minimizing input, and also reducing staff turnover. It can be used as a financial management tool, looking at overall costs and revenues, and also supporting business planning. Again, it can be used as ahead of the game in quotes, looking at certification schemes, for example, Global Gap, among as many others. It can be used for access to market in terms of aligning to the industry norms. It can be used for access to finance, as this can be used as a tool to record as a recording tool. So it has historical data on cost, revenues, markets, among others. So it can be used for credit scores in terms of lending agencies and other organizations, and also it can be used to drive coded action plans. So it is very essential when also used as a monitoring tool. So it can be used to provide recommendations and points of improvements, and so on and so forth. Again, very, very important to note that this is not an audit, but it is a management tool for companies. So we promote openness and integrity when it is bringing most benefits. All information shared by the company is treated with strict confidentiality by the experts and also the colleague team. And also audit staff and experts are bound by confidentiality agreements, and we do not disclose information without any authorization. Actually, the data is used solely for action plans within CODIT. So indeed, CODIT will use the data to manage company support, number one. Number two, to develop aggregated reports of the program, including different SAS iteration, as now we are doing SAS iteration 2, which will of course monitor the performance between when the interventions were provided and now. So over time, it can be used as a monitoring and evaluation tool through the implementation of the COLID programs. Indeed, looking at the checklist, here we look at 8 very, very important sections, which include crop and business information, the general information, which looks at the operations of the company information, then the business practices. Here we look at or we correct data relating to 3 particular components in terms of compliance to the law, being good corporate citizens and also business practices. Human resources, here we look at 3 majority of topics, looking at human resources management, labor rights, and also health and safety. When it comes to crop production practices, we're looking at agricultural practices management data, soil and fertilizer data, crop information and irrigation. Then we also big on environmental topics, looking at water management, biodiversity, waste, sustainable energy management, and also carbon accounting data. Then there's food quality, food safety and quality management, looking at the entire regime of food safety and quality, then the financial management data. So indeed, it is 8 sections with 21 specific assessments, which include the general information of the company. And also very, very important here to note, it is important for us to note the type of structure that you're working with so that we get the right set of questions for each and every particular structure at the very beginning or onset of the SAS. As you know, we have companies with own farms and with outgrowers. We also have outgrower groups and cooperatives, which compose of smallholder growers. We have companies with own farms and with no outgrowers. We have smallholder who have 5 hectares and below, companies with no farms, but they also are sourced mainly from outgrowers. And also the 6th category happens to be company with no farm, sourcing mainly from intermediaries, brokers, and traders. So you find that all these particular 6 set of companies have 6 different sets of questions. So indeed, at the very onset of setting up the questionnaire on the platform or the assessment platform, it is very important for us to get it right in terms of the type of structure, so that also the questions can be well defined in relation to the type of company.
I guess the majority, or especially experts, they are quite familiarized with this all these sections, and it remains the same, even in the updated platform. So let's go to the next slide. Blocking. And let's go to the processes. I don't know so far if there is any particular question. There are no changes. It's just we are doing a revision of this intro to the SAS. There will be more detailed slides about each phase, more information about co-lead, more information about sustainability, etc. in the Moodle that we'll also show. But if you have any questions, please address them in the chat. But let's go with the processes. Thank you, Calvin.
Thank you so much. So looking at processes and task distribution, indeed, here we have three important players so that a campaign can be successful. As you're aware, there's a co-lead manager from the technical assistance unit. Then there's a co-lead SAS, a coach and expert. This happens to be yourselves. Then you also have the partner beneficiary manager, which happens to be the main contact person for the SAS, and also the respondent. They can be the main respondent, or we can also delegate to other people within the organization, but of course through the main contact person. So these are the three key players towards a successful completion of a SAS. So indeed, if we can go to the next one. So as you are aware, SAS is not a single-use tool. It is designed for companies to identify areas of improvement, monitor progress, and also it should not be a one-time exercise. This is why we are doing SAS version 2. Indeed, we are going to compare the results of the SAS version 1 and SAS version 2. Of course, there have been activities in terms of trainings, technical assistance support that you're provided over time to these particular companies, and you can use those as well to track progress and also ensure there's sustained growth and drive, of course, ongoing development within the companies. So again, here, SAS step by step. So I'll go fast through this particular area.
And if I may, Calvin, sorry to interrupt. And this is the traditional step by step when we provide a SAS support on a bilateral way. So one expert to one company. What will be presented here today, we will have for the second iteration, and because of the time that is available, and because the companies already know the SAS process, it will be a different approach, more collective, that we will explain after this slide. So this is the traditional, more on a bilateral and what needs to be done. But then Calvin will explain in more detail for the collective and second iteration how the process will be conducted.
Thank you. So again, going through the what already we have been doing, as you can see, we receive the application for support from the companies, which is analyzed when we identify whether there is a need for SAS. And for all companies with the standard support project and tailor-made project, is mandatory for them to finalize a SAS before they become, or when they are becoming a partner beneficiary. So we do an introductory meeting. This is where the SAS expert, the SAS team, and also the company joins in, and we are able to define SAS. Of course, explain the timings, the roles, and the expectations. Also, during the introductory meeting, we confirm the focal person for the SAS, and further to that, we also launch the SAS during the introductory meeting. So here, as you can see, there's the launching of the SAS by co-lead project manager to the company focal person, and this is where you also link to the expert so that he can also assist us in monitoring the completion, the level of completion of the SAS. Again, the next step happens to be SAS completion. So here, the company completes SAS through the online assessment center. And where possible, the expert provides support in filling as much data as possible. Again, quality, we check on quality. It could be collective and individual depending on the type of iteration. And again, here we are looking at the second iteration. So I'll be explaining the next steps in terms of this particular iteration. Again, depending on the level of iteration, The expert reviews the data to ensure credibility of the submission. This is data quality. Again, also depending on the iteration, the expert supports the companies in case of difficulties. But again, as you're aware, after the first SAS, it is expected that the subsequent SAS, the companies can be able to complete on their own. Then further to that, the expert updates Coded Manager on the SAS progression, of course, completion, including the quality of data. So then there's the SAS closure and the outcomes. Here, the expert informs Coded Project Manager about the completion by the company. Coded Project Manager identifies positive points, points of improvement, and recommendations. And this is also included in what we call the summary actions. And of course, Coded Project Manager shares the final SAS report with the company. So as you can see, there are possible variations depending on the level of iteration. It could be the collective support. It could be the second iteration, as you can see here, under the Fit for Market Plus program, and so on. So expert SAS implementation process, looking at roles, responsibilities, workflow, collective approach. This is specifically for the second iteration, looking at collective approach. And this is also further defined in the TOR. So indeed, the phases of the process, it will include the preparation process. This is where we're going to set the stage. We are going to ensure that there's a shared understanding on the SAS framework, objectives, and also the timelines. There's, of course, the collective introductory meeting and the launching process. Again, here, as we shall be able to explain to you, we are doing SAS in batches, batch 1, batch 2, and batch 3. And we are going to do a collective introductory meeting as per the batches. Then here we ensure that enterprises understand the SAS process, define the timelines for the SAS completion, and also the immediate and individual roles. Then phase 3, we support SAS completion. This is ongoing assistance. We ensure the enterprises complete SAS autonomously while providing targeted support. And the last phase will be validation, ensuring quality and completeness. Here we review and validate the final SAS submissions. Then we have a brief feedback per company before we submit the final report. So indeed, for the second iteration, this will be the process. So SAS implementation process. So again, here for preparation, objectives, experts, tasks, then the coded tasks. So for objectives, we are going to ensure there's a proper understanding again, objectives, and of course, agree on the timelines at the initial meeting phase. Then, of course, the expert tasks include attending the kickoff session, reviewing review and master the SAS platform and tools, and of course, complete the required Moodle training. Again, it's good for you to confirm whether you have access to the Moodle. For colleague tasks, it will be organizing the kickoff session. We are the one with the data for the different batches. So indeed, we are going to organize this, finalize support materials, and create platform campaigns. So we are the one setting up all the assessments on the assessment center, of course, linking the company and you to the assessment center so that you can also be able to monitor the progression and, of course, inform the enterprise about the process.
And just to say that all of this is really further detailed in the terms of reference that each one of the selected SAS experts will receive. They will have also the identified companies that ideally they would be in your country, but it can be that it comes from another country, considering that the support here will not entail a visit to the company, and everything will be done in a virtual way. When we speak here in terms of the phase 1, we are already in phase 1, so it's the fact that you are here attending the colleague kick session is already a first step in this process. Then the part 6 of these slides is we will show, Jérôme will show the SAS platform and the Moodle training, and then you will also invite you to go through the Moodle training. So the phase 1 is almost it's one big part is already done. It's the fact that you are here. Phase 2.
Thank you. So again, phase 2. We are going to have the collective introductory meeting, and this is the launching of the process for companies. Indeed, you have already organized the companies in batches, in different batches, and you have also agreed on the timelines of the implementation as per each and every batch. So the first objective will be to ensure the enterprise understand the SaaS process, define timelines for completion, and also the roles. So again, we need to define and stick to the timelines agreed. The expert tasks will be to co-facilitate the meeting with COLID, the intake meeting, clarify experts' collective approach. So this is the collective role as technical and methodological support. Again, also not to substitute the enterprise input. Again, they have all the data for the different companies, then address initial technical issues that might arise. Then the enterprise task is to confirm platform access. Again, indeed, during the intake meeting, we are going to create all uh, the campaigns on the assessment platform, and of course, identify internal SaaS coordinators for each and every company. Again, call it task here, organize and participate in the meeting and provide presentation materials. So again, this we are going to provide to you so that you can have all the resources required for the launch of the SaaS. Again, phase 3 will include support SaaS completion. This is ongoing assistance. Objective here will be to ensure that companies complete SaaS autonomously while providing targeted support. Again, here the expert task include answering technical and methodological questions, and you have a help desk for this, monitoring progress and sending reminders if needed, verifying data consistency and quality, then also organizing at least 2 virtual Q&A sessions. You can create a WhatsApp group for real-time support, then provide monthly progress updates to COLID. Company task is to complete the SaaS autonomously, then seek expert assistance as needed. Then COLID task here is to supervise the process and provide global oversight. Again, we also have an overview of the SaaS progression on the SaaS platform, so we can be able to assist you and we can be able to unblock any challenges you as experts might also be having. Again, phase 4 will be the validation. This will be to ensure quality and completeness of the data. Here we are looking at the main objective being reviewing and validating the SaaS submissions. This is the data. Then expert task is to perform qualitative review of the submitted data to ensure number one, consistency, completeness, and of course, plausibility. Again, here you already know you have done this before, so you can be able to identify where the data is not consistent and where it is not complete. Again, ensure that all SaaS sections are complete and finalized. Again, if fewer sections less than 50%, we cannot be able to download the full SaaS report. So again, here it is important to ensure that all sections are filled. Then confirm that the enterprise has completed the post-SaaS survey. There's a link for that. Notify CODID of such SaaS closure, then provide a brief mission report, of course, including feedback from the company. Company task here will be to finalize SaaS and respond to the post-SaaS survey. CODID task will be consolidate data and integrate results into the final program analysis, comparing version 1, version 2, and communicate SaaS reports to the enterprise. Reporting. So here we are looking at issues to do with quality and completeness of the data. So again, here, this is a validation process. We are looking at quality, completeness. Again, objective is to ensure review and validate the final SaaS submissions. For the expert is to perform qualitative review of the submitted data to ensure consistency and completeness, ensure SaaS sections are completed, confirm the enterprise has completed the post-survey, SaaS survey, notify COLID of SaaS closure, brief mission report, and of course, respond to, for the enterprise is to respond to the SaaS survey, and COLID is to consolidate data, integrate, and also communicate SaaS report to the enterprise. So again, I think that was a repetition.
Sorry. Yes, sorry. So we go to the reporting itself. So let's go to the importance of the information that is included by the companies. There are a few areas that need to have a quality check. But Kelvin, if you could advance.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Again, as repeatedly mentioned, uh, it means that we need to check the quality of data uh, consistently just to ensure that number one, completeness, number two, quality of the data, because we know garbage in, garbage out. So the company should do a quality check of the data even before submitting. Again, here before, as you're aware, each and every section before they get to click complete per section, it allows the companies to look at the data that have been provided. And if there is an opportunity for them to change, they can be able to change. Again, if they click complete and they want to come back to change the data, they have to communicate to you as the expert and you inform us so that you can be able to edit on their behalf. When they have clicked submit, they cannot be able to go back to that particular section to complete it. So again, it is very important to do this particular quality check before they submit. But once they submit, it is only through the expert that you can be able to edit the data for them. So examples of data indicators to avoid data inconsistencies. For example, looking at financial indicators. When total liabilities should be equal to for example, looking at total assets and less equity. Turnover uh, greater than EBITDA. Working capital should be equal to current assets minus current liabilities. So when the financial data is provided and input on the system, this is part of the calculations that even the expert can be able to look at quickly and be able to know, is this information equal to accurate in terms of even the volumes that have been provided by the company, the yield, the planted area, the post-harvest losses, and so on and so forth. All these particular indicators, you can be able to look at the level of consistency, check the data with the company, data inconsistency, and you can be able to confirm whether it is accurate or not, even at that particular instance. Again, here, no data collected is also equal to information. Next slide.
This is how it looks, the
Yes,
report. But I think
yes, this,
you all saw here. And this,
yes. So
yeah.
yes, presentation of the SAS report, as you can see. So the assessment incorporates all the sustainability pillars, and it's able to look at, again, people, planet, profit, and how resources are put in equitable, sustainable, viable, and bearable manner so that you can be able to generate a report that is actually reflecting on the sustainability measures of this particular organization. So as you can see here, assessment results as per the three sustainability pillars, looking at economics, environmental, and social. As you can see here, for example, for environmental, it looks at all the components, including soil, water, biodiversity, energy, waste, carbon accounting, and it is able to generate different scores in terms of a spider web. And actually, when we're also comparing SAS version 1 and SAS version 2, we get the results here. As you can see, this is the environmental score. Maybe, for example, for SAS version 1, when you get version 2, it will be highlighted in a different color. So we can be able to compare how the organization is faring depending on the different times that the sustainability SAS was actually implemented. Again, looking at social scores, you can be able to see here health and safety score, labor and rights score as well. Here, looking at economics, you can see the summary in terms of the economics of the organization all the way to the net income indicated all the way here. So this is the summary of the presentation of the reports. But again, the report, as you're aware, has different other scoring areas that it's able also to provide even recommendations and positive points of improvements, and so on and so forth. Then we also have what we
And
call
if I
the
may, Kelvin, if I may, because there are some new colleagues here of Colleague that are newcomers to the team. Uh, in the Moodle course that the team and the SAS experts will be invited to follow. We include anonymized SAS report, so you can really see the complete SAS report, so that you have a better idea of what it incorporates. So just a comment.
Thank you for that. So for the summary actions, so again, this is a proposal for the summary actions to be implemented by the organization. This indicates the positive points that have been identified through the implementation of the different actions within the organization. So again, here it looks at positive points, points of improvement, and also the priority actions. As you can see here, if the organization have put some good practices in place, if it is keeping in good data, that is a positive point. If it is a point of improvement, this is where the organization is practicing some good points, but there's an area that requires improvement. So this is where we indicate that there are points that require improvement, practices that need to be improved. Maybe it could be data quality to improve, or if there is no data collection. So again, here we indicate as points of improvement. Then there's the priority actions. So these are the actions that you would recommend in order to improve the practices. Again, this is in line also with what Codit provides in terms of training, technical assistance support. It could be training on data collection, accounting and finance, and all these other areas in terms of technical assistance as well that Codit intervenes upon. Again, so here, as you can see, we provide also the weighted score. So this is the performance analysis and recommendations. So as you can see here, there's, of course, the performance analysis per thematic. So for example, this is water management. So there's the description of the thematic. So water is used for irrigation and so on and so forth, all this. Then there's a score. This is the weighted score. So the score reflects the company's performance in this particular area. It is a weighted average. So with weight factors differing based on the types of company. Then, of course, there's the existing strength within the companies that have been identified. Then, of course, there's the area of improvement. These are the activities that could be implemented to improve the sustainability of the company in that particular thematic. So this is how the performance analysis and recommendations are provided for, as you can see.
There we go. Okay. And now thank you so much, Kelvin. Thank you so much. There are a few, I think I saw at least one question in the chat linked to the change of the number of sections. So there were indeed several months, I would say years ago, a different way of organizing the sessions, and indeed now it's the 8 sessions that need to be considered. So thank you so much, Kelvin. If you want to address some question, you can now raise your hand before we start with Jeho and the live presentation of the platform. Is any one of you has any particular question? Team members, SAS community, or should we already kickstart with the live presentation? No questions. Jérôme, the floor is yours.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ines. Thank you, Kelvin, particularly for the quality of your explanation. I think our expert here don't have a question for us, but me, I will ask you some question for the beginning. So I want to know who never conduct any SAS mission here. Just raise your hand. Don't open your mic. I just want to know who never did anything on SAS before. Good. So we are good. So all of people here know what is SAS and have been on the platform. My second question, who know that, we have Elias. Okay, good. Okay, so I can address, okay, great. Okay, good. Okay, so I will adapt my presentation according to that. And my second question, who know that we are currently on the new platform and maybe who has already tried to try the new platform? Who know that? among the experts? Okay. Okay, no one. Sahed Adam. Okay, great. Okay, good. So, I will take 5 minutes to just take you through the platform. You're thank you, James, also. I will just take 5 minutes to take you through the platform. And the first information that I want to share with you is that we are currently on the new platform for this iteration. We will use a new platform to conduct this, but we are on the new platform, but it remains the same system. It's remain the same process with a bit of difference on the. I will show you in a few minutes. So allow me to share my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen? Just put
Yes,
your
yes,
thumbs up.
Sheho. Yes, yes, we
Right.
can, we can.
Okay, great. So Ines was talking about the SAS training the SAS course that we developed for you to let you to guide you through this process. At the end of this session, you will receive probably an email with all information to have access to this training. So this is a course. What I want to highlight in this course is particularly for general session. If you have any question, just click here to watch the FAQ or click here to send an email directly from the platform to our support, and someone will respond to you immediately. But if you go down into the course, I will leave you, when you will have the link, you will have a chance to go through, but I will show you quickly. Here is the course content. If you click here, for example, to check the chapter, you will see all of the notion that you will have, all of the course content that you will have to know, and watch the slide. And at the end of each session, you will have also some quiz. And in between two chapters, you will have to respond to some 5 questions, 5 quiz here before to proceed to the next one. So the presentation that I supposed to do here, I already make a recording here in the chapter 6. So in the chapter 6, if you come on this slide, you will see how to activate your account, for example, how to set up a SMS authentication until the end. And also on the next slide, you will see how to manage your campaign. Particularly in the point 2 here, I put some example. My colleague Kelvin talk about it briefly, but also here I take some example from a SAS report showing you how you can double check the quality of a response submitted by our partner beneficiary. But here in this session, I want to highlight two things. As I said in the beginning, we are actually on the new platform. The platform is a bit different from the previous one. This is a platform. If you look at closely in your address bar, you will see that it's not ending by .com as previously, but actually ending by .app. So if you are still on the previous platform that ending by .com and you want to wait for any campaign, you won't see it because it's not the same platform. This means that here you will have to create or set up, of course, your account here, another account here on this platform to be able to follow the campaign. I'm talking about that because for few experts that we train that already use the platform, they make a confusion between the two of the platform. So from here, know that you will have to, for this iteration, you will have to work on this platform, and all of the next information, communication that you will receive from a SaaS platform will come from this platform. The previous one is still open, but you won't see any campaign come from there, but you maybe if some of you are still on the platform, you will just have to complete or close your campaign from that side, but no new campaign will be launched there. Here, all of the campaign will be launched from this platform. Second information that I want to share with you quickly is that on this platform is now mandatory to enable MFA authentication on the platform.
Hello, Jérôme?
Can you hear me?
We stopped hearing you.
Okay, no, it's a call on my side. Okay, so the second information, as I was saying, is that you will have to enable the 2MFA authentication on the platform actually on your site. Here, I will connect to my account. If I click on continue here, this is a SAS Expert account that I created. You will see that a passcode is required to connect. Here, I receive an SMS directly on my phone. I will just enter the code that I received to connect. 68, click on connect. On my SAS course here, I already show you step by step how to, if you choose SMS authentication, how to proceed to enable it on your account. If you want to use Authenticator app, how to do that. I want to highlight here that SMS authentication from the last information that I got, SMS authentication is not working in all of the countries. So if you want to follow a partner beneficiaries and you try this way and it's not working, simply go to Authenticator app and download Authenticator app for support them to do that. I showed all of that in this video here. Support them to download that and support them to set it up. How to know that SMS authentication is not work in this country? Just try it. We don't have a exhaustive list of country where Authenticator app work or not, but I will advise you to start by set up SMS authentication first to see if this is not working in the country where you want to support your partner beneficiaries. Here, I receive message within even less than 10 seconds, but if you wait, say 1 minute and you don't receive message or 2 minutes, please proceed to use Authenticator app to connect to the platform. So actually, if you connect to the platform, the only thing that is different, you will see that the system remains the same. The only thing that is different, if you want to check the response, if you click on response, you won't see anything on the own tab, but you will have to click on other tab here. Let me mute some person here. I will mute Kuperesin. Okay. So you will just have to click on other tab here. If you click here, you will see all of the responses already started by the company. You will just see 1 to 5 sessions here out of 8 sessions here because they already start. When I mean by start, they responded or they already start the section. So only 5 sessions are displayed here because they only touch those 5 sessions. So as I said, if you come on responses tab, go directly to other. Same thing also for campaign. If you want to see a list of campaign that are sent to you, if you click here, you won't see anything. The only thing that changed that you will have to go to the tab, other tab here. If you click on it, you will see a list of response of campaign that have been assigned to you. And from there, the rest of the process is the same. You can click here to check your campaign, watch everything inside. In my video, I already present all of those tabs. What is the interest, what you can take, what you can use them for, what you can use them, because this is a point for what you can use them. And if you want to download the report, where you can go to download your report easily from your side. So I won't take too much time from you. I want to stop here because everything is already on the Moodle platform. And if I present all of them here, it's gonna be like a repetition that I will do. And if you have any problem, any challenges, as I told you, feel free to reach out to your project manager, or if it's a link to the course, click here just to send a message and someone will respond to you. At the end of the training or the session, here you will have a final test to do. You will have also your certificate that you can download from the platform. And if you remark any particular mistakes or if you have any question, feel free to reach out. Thank you. Ines, I will leave you the floor back.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jérôme. Benjamin, please.
Yeah, thank you very much for the elaborate presentation that has actually revive us and also give us a new dimension. Yeah, the question I want to ask is, we those who have been involved in this previously, there is a particular challenge of which the time frame of which we have to do this is not all that determined, especially if you meet a company that is not ready or is not willing to cooperate. It can take you as long as over 1 year just following one company. So I don't know with the new one if there will be some commitment so that the companies will also be ready to give their commitment within this time frame. Once we start with you, we have to finish, and if we don't finish for unless for some specific reasons, then I just want to see how that thing can work.
It's a very good question, Benjamin, and we are quite aware. And what you need to do is to have we cannot give a year because to the company because the program will finish and we cannot give a year. So, and if they have a year, it means that they will not end the process. So probably you will have a batch of 15 companies, and out of the 15 companies, probably 5 or will not be so reactive. So it will be case by case. We are completely aware of the challenges the experts face. But what it's important is there is a good line of communication between yourself and the team that hired you, so that the TA team from your respective country that is your focal point, and that you inform of these blockages. And we cannot allow 1 year. So if they cannot do it, they cannot do it.
Okay, so just
Okay.
quickly to add my second question, then I leave the scene. That one concerns, in fact, we were told companies are to be guided or coached only when they are coming in for the first time, and they themselves should be able to be on their own for subsequent years. Is that going to be followed, or there'll be a repetition for some companies to be coached again?
So these terms of reference and ordering letter that you'll be receiving, that potentially be receiving, it's linked to the second iteration. It means that the company had already a contact with the SAS. So it's a second or third or fourth time that the company will do the SAS. Initially, in the spirit of the program, we would like that the company would be more autonomous in completing the SAS, but we realized that it's quite of a difficult task, and then we created this SAS community that is there to support. So for the second iteration, there will be still the support of the expert. For the next programs, co-lead programs, we need to measure how it will happen, if it's to encourage more autonomy, but we found that it's quite challenging to give full autonomy to the companies. But it's the Fit for Market Plus program is getting to an end. This will need to be reassessed in future programs. So for this specific, we are talking about second iteration. So they add a contact with the SAS, so they should be able to do it semi-autonomously.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Benjamin. Thank you. I think after Benjamin, it was Tessa, no?
Yes, thank you very much. A quick question, really, and thank you for the presentations. They were very important to me. I just wanted to understand the time frame for completing the Moodle training, because I did one not that long ago, maybe, I don't know, 18 months or whatever. So clearly this is a new one because the change in the platform. So I just wanted to know what is the time frame for completing this. Thank you.
So to complete the Moodle, the colleagues did some tested the system, and it can take like 3 hours total to more time. You will see that because you were here in the session, there are a few repetitive parts. Maybe you will spend more time on the platform itself and this circle that Jérôme showed. So you need to count, I would say, half a day. In terms of the time frame, so what are the next steps? So the team will get in contact with the experts, with the SAS experts. They will allocate a certain number of companies that can come from your country or from neighboring countries, and then they will give you I don't know exactly the time, but it should not be beyond 3 months to complete. So we see it as quite important to set a deadline, because if we give a lot of time to the company, it will remain there and then nothing happens. It's a bit the experience. So completion of the Moodle, it takes a few hours. Completion of the Moodle, then it's the terms of reference. You will be contacted by the Colli team. You know that it takes time to the contractual part. So until you get contacted the contractual part, then there will be this kickoff session with co-leads, the SAS expert, and the group of companies, and then it should follow.
Okay, well, but I understand it takes 3 hours, but I'm just saying, by when do you all want to say, let's say today is Tuesday, today's Wednesday, it needs to be done by the 20th of January?
We will give further guidelines.
That's for the Moodle. I just want to know by
for the
when,
Moodle, I understand. So,
right, so I know it's 3 hours, but I need to finish it by the 15th or the whatever. That's what I mean. Sorry.
So I will in the following follow-up email that will be sent, we will clarify that aspect. It's a very good question, Tessa. We will clarify in terms of the timings. And I understand 3 hours, it's not a lot, but it's a lot when you have so many things to do and you need to. So this will be further clarified in the follow-up email. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Tessa. Silas.
Hello, Ines.
How are you?
I'm good. Thanks so much, Ines and Kevin, for the presentations. Actually, I don't want to be so fast, but especially for the companies who have gone through SAS number one, and there were areas of improvement, and such issues may need the resources, and going to iteration of SAS number two might be they had some expectations that maybe there would be resource support if in case for data, for instance, for the companies. So I wanted to know after SAS, what's next for the support of companies?
So it's a good question, Sila. So we hope that between the first iteration and now the last one of the program, those companies benefited from the support of colleagues. So some of them, they attended collective training. Some of them got specific support, what we call tailor-made support. Some of them, they went to post-training support, so coaching. So we hope that between the first iteration and the second, they benefited from support. They had access to resources, to the community, to the network, and some of the areas of improvement that were identified in the first iteration, they were somehow covered via the support that was provided. So ideally, in the ideal world, the second iteration would show some improvements. Sometimes it's not the case, but should show some improvements. To tell that, and as a reminder, the structures that have to do the SAS as a compulsive way are the structures that benefit from a more what we call the standard and tailor-made support. So are structures that really benefit from collective trainings, from coaching, and from really specific support in their activities. So hopefully we will be able to the SAS is, as mentioned in the beginning, the SAS is a way also to draft an action plan with the company. So it's a way to identify the needs and then to draft an action plan to suggest potentially collective or specific support and trainings in specific thematics. And via a second iteration, we'll be able to also to see if there was an impact on the of those activities. I hope I replied to your question, Silas.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know if there is any other particular question that you would like to address.
There's a question in the chat.
Okay. And the question is?
Anita Ben is asking about the delegate function, whether it is working for companies. Yes, it is working. If I can respond to this, it is working, only that the first part of the assessment must be completed by the person whom was identified as a contact person for the assessment. Then the subsequent can be delegated, but you cannot delegate the first section. So they have to complete the first section so that they can delegate the following sections to the respective persons.
And there is another. Okay, thank you. Understood. Other question, really, it's an opportunity. If it's something, it's maybe you are all almost all of you that I hear are either colleague or SAS experts. Any particular information that was not mentioned here that you would like to highlight as important?
Sahid has a question.
Yes.
Please.
Thank you very much, Ines, and thank you so much, Gerard, as well. You were mentioning the issue of trainings that or coaching that may have been received by the SaaS beneficiary before now. Is there a way within the SaaS system that this can be captured and possibly and effectively a metrics to indicate that yes, this is the part that this training has add on the beneficiary, so that we understand, this is the gap and it has been filled or will be filled. Is there something like that within the SaaS system?
Kelvin.
The current SaaS system, I mean.
The current Kelvin. I think this is Syed. Sorry, this is a quite interesting question, and it's part of the COLI technical assistance information that we have. So the COLI, the TA team knows exactly what was done with each structure. The way it is disclosed to the expert, I need to confirm with my colleagues, but we have recorded every single support that each structure benefited from the program. So, but it's a very good question, Syed, and if well understood, you would like to be informed and then to see if indeed this was quite that had an impact in the results of the second iteration. Validation, Benjamin, validation. So here, this is a collective approach. So the support and guidance will be done on WhatsApp, Zoom. So there will not be, contrary to the more one-on-one iterations, it will be virtual. So there will not be this need to cover logistics, kilometers, transport, etc. So it will be maximum. What you need to check with your TA counterpart is to see if you have the license for the Zoom, for WhatsApp. You need to check that. Knowing that the first kickoff session, Zoom session, can be also organized by co-lead, TA, project manager. So no logistics. So everything is done in a collective, in a virtual way. Thank you so much for being here, and we are always available if you have any particular question. So thank you so much. I think we can close the session, and wishing you all a very healthy and happy 2026. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you.